What's going on, guys? It's Red Bull Tinker, and welcome back to Operation Chromite, turn 10 of historical board gaming's The Korean War. Alright, we've had quite the turn this time around. Starting off, we are looking at the months of January and February 1952. Rolling off, we have the communist forces. We have South Korea with 45, and this is where, being in the right head, as you saw in some of my previous videos, I was kind of sick and I shouldn't have been taking this turn. Or I was coming off of being sick, and I don't think my brain was still entirely working, because boy did I kind of mess up here. So, North Korea had 45 to spend. In Seoul, I bought 4 infantry, and then in Pyongyang, I bought 5 mech. And for some reason, I had thought I had spent all my money, and I didn't. And I ended up actually saving 13 IPC for the North Koreans. So the North Koreans saved 13 on their purchases. And then China, had 36. They bought 6 mech and a fighter and saved 2 IPC. Alright, combat for the communists. Alright, we had 6 Katyushas and 2 tanks make a artillery attrition attack into Osan. Again, with this Korean War game, artillery and tanks can do artillery bombardments or attrition attacks into a neighboring territory. All artillery units can hit on a 2 or less. Tanks can hit on a 1. And then, so you choose who's going to shoot. You get to select what units you're shooting at. You roll the dice. And then you roll the dice. Whatever you don't hit gets to fire back. And then whatever you hit doesn't get to fire back. So out of the 8 dice that were rolled, the communists hit 3 American targets. We were targeting 8 self-propelled guns. We got 3 of them. And then when the 8 American self-propelled guns fired back, they got one Katyusha and 1 tank. Obviously because since tanks were shooting at 1, I rolled them separate. So I did roll against the tanks as I did roll against the tanks as well. Sorry. And then that was their only combat. And then on the non-combat, the communists just continue to push forces south. All right, coming over to the Allies. South Korea with 18 bought 3 tanks. The U.S. with 50. 4 infantry, 4 mech, 4 artillery, 2 supplies. The U.S. is now prepping the 66th Infantry Division and the 4th Mechanized Infantry Division for deployment to Korea. And then the UN bought 2 infantry, 2 mech, and a self-propelled gun and saved 4 IPC. And yeah. So, combat. The Allies had quite a bit of combat. First, this group here from Sangju came up and attacked the lone North Korean in Incheon. Wiped him out, and the North Korean did not get any hits. Up here in the north at Chuncheon, the 23rd Americol Division with artillery support made an amphibious landing here, and effectively they cut off Seoul from the north. While yes, units will be North Korean units in Seoul can live off the 5 supply that are stacked there. However, they will lose 1 supply each turn that they do not reestablish a supply corridor. So every turn that they are surrounded, this doesn't count because this is also out of supply. As long as this is surrounded, we burn 1 supply every turn, no matter what, and we can't build there. So it is going to be imperative for North Korea to try and open up a supply line back to the north if they're going to want to build on Seoul next turn. And then finally, the U.S. had 5 American self-propelled guns and 5 South Korean self-propelled guns. did an attrition attack into Seoul. They too also got 3 out of 10. They got 3 hits and took out the 3 Chinese Katyusha rockets, while the 7 remaining, or while the remaining dice firing back only got 1 hit, taking out another American self-propelled gun. Then on the non-combat, the 35th Infantry Division and the 3 South Korean tanks went from Pusan to Sangju. The UN forces from Chinju moved up to Sangju. The 80th and 29th Infantry Divisions with their artillery and the 3 South Korean tanks landed in Pusan along with 2 more supply. And then the UN landed their next forces in Chinju as well. Alright, so then at the end of the turn... Oh, I didn't even say it for the... Okay, so at the end of the turn... So, North Korea collected, at the end of their turn, 43 plus the 13 they saved, so they'll have 56 for next turn. China collected 35 plus the 2 they saved for 47. South Korea collected 18. No, did not collect 18. Sorry, South Korea collected 22. I am off on my numbers today. South Korea collected 22. The U.S. collected 50. And then the UN collected 20 plus the 4 they saved for 24. All right, then coming up. Whoa. Not good. Got it. Okay, so then coming up here to the top, the UN now has 16 territories to the Communists 21. We are now moving on to March and April 1952. And that will be it for turn 10. So, that's it for now, guys, and we'll see you next time. So until then, guys, as always, take care.